Well. What's up? What's up? That's Dr. Pastor Anthony D. Shannon. That's right, a prophet you can trust. We always bring to you leading from the future because we made up in our mind that we were not going to be behind the eight ball, but we were always going to be creative. We were always going to be innovative. We were always going to be looking for those that got a story, those who've been through something. And so, welcome to Leading from the Future TV broadcast. It's a unique space where inspiration blends with revelation to do one thing to empower your journey right here. Listen, we don't just want to keep you informed. No. We want to transform your perspective. Maybe you only see it one way. Maybe you've only lived in a small town. Do you not know that there's a large world out there? And because of social media, because of everything, it's now becoming smaller. That's right. People all over the world can tap into you. So we want you to dive into these riveting stories of individuals who triumphed over adversity. We want you to learn from those who've persevered against all odds and absorb invaluable lessons of using your voice for change. That's right. Somebody is waiting for you. Somebody is waiting to hear your story. Somebody is waiting to see somebody that look like them to tell them they can do it, they can make it, they can overcome. Yes, they can win and be successful. Yes, indeed. And so we believe everyone has a purpose. I believe that everyone was born for a purpose. And we tell you, you got to find your purpose so you can live your life. Your purpose is a unique calling that makes you indispensable to the world. And so as you join us, we want you to explore the pathways, uncover hidden potentials, and inspire others as we inspire you to embrace your destiny. So as you tune in, as we bring this to you, we want you to do this. We want you to share it with others. We want you to tell it to others. And we want you to always be inspired because we always bring you special guests that is going to inspire you. Well, listen, we have not shortchanged you yet, and we don't plan on shortchanging you again because I brought to you tonight the one, the only. Damian Burris is more than just the owner and broker associate at Executive Realty Group with Real Brokerage. You heard what I said. He exemplifies purpose-driven leadership. I promise you, if you hear the man talk, you're going to want to go smack a bear, kick a dog, and go think you could go do it overnight. But I promise you, if you listen to what he got to say, he has found with a foundation in criminal justice from Northeastern Tech. Damian served with honor for 12 years in law enforcement. So not only can he make money, he'll take you out too. All right. His commitment, though, to service and integrity is evident, especially during his time in major crimes investigative unit in Camden, South Carolina. From 2006 until his medical resignation in 2016 due to an injury in the line of duty. But in 2015, Damian transitioned into real estate. And guess what? I'm telling you, found a purpose because he became the multi-million-dollar producer at Graham Reality. How many folks you know can do that? Not only has he served as the Crenshaw County Board of Realtors, advocating for the community, he is co-owner of one of South Carolina's fastest growing African American owned real estate brokerage. I just need you to know everybody ain't in jail. Everybody ain't going to hell. Somebody out here making it happen. And Damian is in the front line. He has vision. He has leadership. He has led significant success. He's an educator at heart. I promise you, the man talk with compassion and he's real. So if you're a bro and you're a brother, you know you want it real. He give it to you straight. Amen. Damian has taught over 500 real estate students, helping many transform their careers and even their income. That means they changed them zip codes. Okay. All right. And his expertise in negotiating and communicating goes way beyond anything I've ever seen. And I want you to know that his life is a testament to the power of what we call purpose-driven leadership, emphasizing service, empowerment, and excellent. Won't you welcome the one and only Come on, give it up for Damian in the house. Welcome, my brother, to Leading from the Future, man. It's an honor and a privilege to have you here, brother, and just always fascinated with what you've done over at Powerful on Purpose, and just how you it's magnetic when you get done. You understand? So welcome, man. And how you doing?
Man, listen, I'm good. I appreciate you for having me, man. We've been trying to get this going for how long now? So I'm
Over a
excited,
year and a
man.
half.
Right, right. I'm excited to
Timing
be
is
here, man. Thank
everything. You understand?
you. It is most definitely. So I appreciate you, man. I'm good. How are you?
Excellent, man. So listen, let's dive right on into this, man, and tell people, who you are, where you're from, who's your parents, man, and what made you, first of all, get in law enforcement.
Man, I'm from a small town called Bennettsville, South Carolina. And we pick about it all the time. I went to high school that was in between two cotton fields. So I'm a country boy.
Two cotton
My mom
fields.
my mom was my mom's from Jersey, so she had that
Okay.
city swag. My father was from South Carolina. So yeah, man, just been gifted to be blessed and do a lot of great things in the way of helping people.
Yeah.
What got me into law enforcement, man, it was kind of like the family business. My dad was in law
Okay.
enforcement, brother was in law enforcement. So watching them grow up or grow up watching them in uniform is something that, kind of sticks with you. And you want to follow in the footsteps of the people that you see do it. And that was what it was for me, getting in and just kind of going all the way in and just not turning back. Had an amazing career for about 12 years.
Okay.
And as you stated, got injured in the line of duty and found another path.
Yes, sir. So in the small town, what county is that? So is that county? Is that sheriff? Is that the police? What? Which
So
one was it?
I started in Chesterfield County as far as law
Okay.
enforcement.
All
And
right.
I started working in the jail. I started working in the jail first,
Okay. Okay.
and I was in the jail
What
for
was that
about
like in the jails? What is that like? Because a lot of people be cutting up trying to get there, but you was already working in there, so you could tell them what it's like up in there. For real, for real.
man. It is a whole nother world, man. It's a whole nother
Okay.
world. You're locked up for 12 hours a day with them, man. So you're
Wow.
locked up for 12 hours a day, and you're just restricting their freedom. Telling them what to do, what they can't do, what they can't do. But man, when they're there, just a bunch of grown men whining about everything. I need this, I need that. But you form some relationships in there. And you try to keep your word because that's all you have.
Okay.
And contrary to popular belief, inmates run the jail because at any given time, if they want to flip it upside down, you're outnumbered. You can you
Wow.
can you can call people in to rectify the situation, but for the first probably hour and a half, you're at their mercy if you don't
Wow.
you don't know how to talk and understand how it works. So I've been in corrections for a while, and then in
Mhm.
law enforcement aspect of it for 12 years. So that was kind of the substratum of how my career in service to people got started. Because I'm not a
Okay.
college graduate. I dropped out of college after I got the career that I was looking for. But I tell
Mhm.
people all the time, my collegiate experience to customer service started at law enforcement.
Wow, that's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing how you could put that together because most people don't look at that as customer service or you interacting and dealing with people. How do you put that together? What gave you that revelation?
Well, the Constitution starts off with "We the people," and when you go further, that means power is given from the people to the judicial, legislative, and executive branches. So I worked in the one of those branches where the people gave the power to us to arrest, to protect, to serve, to whatever it is we had to do. So we were serving the general public. Sometimes I got to serve you by taking you to jail. Sometimes I got to serve you by helping you with a flat tire. But in everything, I'm serving people. Yeah.
Wow, man, that's pretty good. And so you got injured. What happened with the injury in the line of duty that you could no longer do it?
I fell out of a window, chasing a suspect that we were trying to apprehend, and uh, I fell out of the window and I tore my quadricep tendon, which is the largest tendon in your body, and it hurt. It hurt bad, and got the suspect, but ended my career in that. My recovery time was about 7 to 8 months, and when I came back, I had a significant amount of disability in that right knee, and just never recovered 100%. The good thing that the doctor told me was I was young, so it healed a lot faster than it would have, if I was an older man. But it did. So after I got my disability rating, I was able to go out and medically retire from that. That's what I did. I medically retired in January 2016. The sun was shining about 3:30, and I gave it up, man. I hung it up.
And now
Yeah.
you got into real estate. Man, how did you get
Right.
into real estate? Did you know somebody in real estate? They say, "Hey, come try this out," or what was that?
Honestly, no. I bought my
Okay,
first house in 2011, and I there's two things on earth that I adore. That's structure
okay.
and time. So I love
Structure
houses
and
and I
time.
love and time. I love houses and I
Okay.
love watching. So right.
Man after my
So
own heart.
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
I love houses, I love buildings, I love architect. And after I bought my
Okay.
first house, I fell in love with the process of just looking at houses. You in real estate now, you'll still see it. Your clients that you after you sell them a home, they'll still send you houses that they love. But it's just after you start looking for so long, it becomes a habit. If you look longer than 2 3 months, it's just a way of life. After a while, you're just looking. And I fell in love with the process. So after I bought the house, I bought in a community with the guy that sold me the house, and you form a bond with your realtor. And he was right up the street from me, what we call it the model home. And I would see him every day. I would go in, and one day I happened to go in, and 4 or 5 people came in that were, looking in the area. And ironically, because I policed that area, I knew every single person that came in. So everybody that came in, I was holding a conversation with them. And mind you, I'm in law enforcement. Talking to people is one of the things that we do. And he said, "Man, if I could have your contact list, I would be a millionaire by now." I was like, "What do you mean?" He said, "You know everybody." Um, that was it. And from there, he said, "Man, you should really get in real estate." I was like, "Nah, I'm good." And I took the test, and here we are.
Wow. Well, listen, you're watching from Leading from the Future. I'm your host, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony Shannon. We always say a prophet you can trust because we always bring you the people that we believe is going to help you, inspire you, and be a catalyst to your next. We're going to take a break right here. But while we're taking the break, I want to encourage you to get my book, Live Generously. We want you to understand what you need to do to be generous in your leadership. We want you to lead. We want you to give. And we want you to love. That's correct. We want you to have the compassion, as you're hearing in us today, to help someone, serve someone, and push them to the next level. If you have not gotten this book, why don't you scan the QR code right here and get this book? All right. Because we believe it's going to inspire you. It's going to walk you through steps on how to take your money, basically, and then move it to the next level. Everyone needs to know what to do. I always tell people like this: when you're in trouble, the only thing you need to know is what to do next. All right. Get this book. That's what you need to do. And we'll be seeing you at the top. All right. Thank you so much.
Here at the Victory Church, we are a teaching church. And who better to learn from than our very own Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon? He's written a book entitled Live Generously. That's right. If you are ready to embrace biblical principles about money and to learn about God's financial management and even about the joys of trusting God through giving, it's time for you to live generously. Get this book today. Purchase it for $20 here at the church, or you can purchase it in ebook form on our website for $14.99. That's right. Go ahead and visit our website, thevictorychurchint.org. You want to get this book if you are ready to go to another level and embrace God's biblical principles about money. Are you unshakable? We know you can't stop the storms of life, but you can discover how to be unshakable. If you're ready to learn how to overcome family challenges, illness, financial stress, and more, you need this book, Unshakable, written by Nelson Searcy. And the foreword was written by our very own Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Get this book, Unshakable, today for only $20 at the church. And you can also email us at tvci.executiveoffice@gmail.com. Get Unshakable today. It is God's desire that you overcome obstacles, even in less than optimum circumstances. Get these books today to live your best life. And here at the Victory Church, as we say, success is the only option.
Another thing that coaching does, it gives you the ability to understand clarity, and it also helps you focus. When I first started the company, as you heard, we were the fastest growing. Yeah, y'all clapped. That was nice. I went from 5,000 feet to 30,000 feet in 6 months. Yeah, that's not, yeah, nope. That was horrible. Let me tell you why. Because I didn't have the infrastructure I needed for 30,000 feet. See, the people that didn't, and no indictment if you clap, I appreciate it. You showing your brother some love. Like, I love it. But I saw the people that didn't clap. It was like, yeah, you experienced a lot. Here's why. When you have the ability to go from 5,000 to 30,000 feet without having the experience of 30,000, the fall back down to 5, whew. 1 year I lost $1.7 million. And I was trying to figure out, it wasn't primarily because all the coaching. Coaching would have played a big part in it, don't get me wrong. But it was just mechanics of life and people, especially people. That needs to stay in the room. So people, right? But so here's the thing. A coach can help you build those levels from 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 to 25 to 30. And if you have to descend, you can descend slower than from 30 to 5. Okay, picture this. You're in a helicopter in your business and you're looking at 30,000 feet. You see people going in, you see people going out. You're saying, okay, cool, business is flowing. What you don't realize is that people are leaving disgruntled. People are leaving not being serviced. People are leaving and things are not what they want. The customer service is horrible. All you see is people leaving and people going. Now, when you have the infrastructure at 5,000 feet, because that's where you hear the grumbling, that's where you hear the complaining, that's where you hear this wasn't right. All the chatter that you need is at 5,000 feet. At 30,000 feet, you have to not only be able to control that business by what you see, because everybody's not on 30,000 feet with you. How do you get there? A coach. How do you understand how the business works? So when you see people slowing down, you can say, okay, well, what month is this? All right, that's not due to the product not being accurate. That's due to me having a dry season. Or if I'm supposed to be in a season where my numbers are higher, now I need to find out why my numbers are not high. Okay, 3 things. It could be customer service, it could be product, or it could be the fact that the thing that I'm selling is outdated or it needs to be updated. But without a coach, you think, oh, they just hating. No, they're not. You haven't been coached at 30,000 feet.
Hello, and thank you for tuning into Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, we hope that you're enjoying the show, and we want to let you know that we are grateful for you. From captivating stories to insightful discussions, we value your presence in our community. Now, if you're finding value and joy in what we bring to your screen, we'd like to invite you to consider taking your support a step further. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we warmly invite you to contribute. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each, as well as 10 contributors with a gift of $526, and 10 supporters donating $224.24. Every donation, regardless of the amount, makes a significant impact. However, as a token of our gratitude, each contributor will receive a personalized prophetic word and an exclusive ebook. We have 3 simple ways for you to give, making it quick and easy for you to send your contributions. The first is Cash App. That's right, $Anthony D. Shannon. You can send your contribution directly to our amazing host. The second way is to download the VChurch app. Go ahead and download on the Google Play or your App Store and follow the prompts there. The third is Cash App, $the Victory Church INT. Again, we thank you for your contributions and your support of Leading from the Future with our amazing host, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, thank you for being an essential part of our journey. Your generosity truly fuels our passion. Now let's get back to the show because more exciting moments await us. Thank you for your continued support.
Much. All right. Well, listen, we're back. We're back. And you heard we have been diving into this quickly. All right. Because Damian is now talking about how he transitioned into real estate. And he said he liked 2 things. Okay. Houses and time. Y'all better get that revelation. So, Mr. Damian, now you're diving into real estate, right? You're moving into it. And how do you become successful in real estate? What is the key?
Well, I mean, the key to anything business related, the first thing to me is people have to know you exist. And
That's good.
that's that's one of the key things that I don't care if you're selling ice cream, I don't care if you're selling whatever. People have to know that you exist. So that's the first thing. People knowing what it is that you offer and what you do.
Okay.
And when you get their attention, now you have to keep their attention by having a skill set that separates you from everybody else. You know, I think the world goes through phases. There was a phase where everybody wanted to be a registered nurse. Now I think we're in a phase where everybody wants to be a realtor. I don't know what the next phase is going to be in the church where everybody wants to be a prophet. You know, but true prophets like yourself, you understand how that works, right? Oh my God, man! It's like they print today. But I think you have to hone in on a skill that separates you from other people. So people know who you are, having a skill set that sets you apart, and then repeating those steps of success. And I think you can take that blueprint and be successful at selling ice cream. But more to the point with real estate is you have to know those things and understand what that does and what it looks like. So if you're trying to, get to success in real estate, sound the alarm, let people know who you are, niche down to something specific that you like, and repeat the good steps over and over again.
Well, and we read too that you became a multi-million-dollar producer. Now that could not just happen overnight, and surely no one just dropped it in your lap. So what are the tools? Because obviously you were successful in law enforcement and you've learned a lot of tools of serving. How did you transition those skills over here into real estate?
That's funny. Whenever I'm speaking, I introduce myself. People ask, "Well, what did that?" Well, murder is 30 years, mortgage is 30 years, so it's the same thing. You just got to understand what the product is, right? But no, seriously, if right, one of the greatest things I think that, to me, there's no other profession that parallels law enforcement the way real estate does, because most people come to you, or I'll say church. Yeah, we can definitely say that. Or pastoring or leading. People come to you with one of the greatest decisions of their life in our world, right? They come to you with the biggest investment of their life that's going to affect their family. It's going to affect their house. It's going to affect their safety. It's going to affect their income and how much worth they have down the road. They come to you in that shape, not knowing sometimes what to do, and you guide them through that process. And then at the end of it, you you follow up with them, you follow their journey, and you ask other people to refer them to you. Law enforcement is kind of the same. People come to you in situations where they don't know what the end is going to be. They don't know what's
Mhm.
happening in their life. They don't understand what's going on, and you have to help them navigate through life, through difficult changes, through things that's happening. Sometimes it ends in correction or rehabilitation, or sometimes it ends in the fact that you get to help them move on to the next phase in life. Without that, you get to turn them around. So you get training to work with everybody. I've arrested indigent people and I've arrested doctors. So the scope of the people that you meet, it's a buffet of the people that you meet is wide.
Mhm.
Um, so I think that experience of helping people, sometimes having to be firm, fair, and consistent,
Mhm.
helped me grasp the concepts of what it is when people come to you and they need to understand what to do with this investment.
Now, you know, it's been said that real estate years ago, they did not allow our people to get good real estate where it would multiply, duplicate, and whatnot. And it caused this large wealth gap. But things now have seemed to change where people are able to buy nicer homes and nicer areas. And those areas are doubling, every 3 to 5 years. Is that an accurate statement from your perspective?
That's very accurate, Dr. Shannon. Back then, there was something called redlining, and as a
Mm,
lender, back, what would happen, they would draw a red line around circles that were predominantly African American. And if you were
okay.
buying a house in that area, you were denied because they didn't want the
Mm,
area to grow and expand. Redlining now is a federal crime. You can't do it.
oh
And so
wow.
that does give us the opportunity now to shorten the gap while there's still a huge gap,
Hmm.
despairing gap, between Caucasian African American home ownership. It is being shortened. And what I'm
Okay.
proud of is that South Carolina has become the number one state in America where Black people are buying homes. The number one
Really?
state. We are.
Wow. Wow.
Now,
What's the
I won't,
average
I won't
home?
take all the credit. I won't take all the credit, but it's
Sure, sure.
no, but it has. We beat Delaware out this year to become the number
Wow.
one state in America. Yeah.
That's huge. What's the average like square footage that people are buying? 2,000, 3,000.
So the average here in Columbia ranges anywhere from 1,800 to 2,500 is probably your most
Nice.
popular, house. And then you have those that are under a certain price point, between maybe 150 to 175. But probably the
Okay.
hottest market right now is going to be that 285 to 350.
Yeah, that's a sweet spot, huh?
Right, right.
I love that. Now, since then you've become, I think we were reading, an educator. You love educating at heart. It says an educator at heart to train others, and you're now passing it forward. You're passing the baton forward. Things that you've learned, principles that you've learned, you're now empowering others, and now even an author. So let's talk about that. How did you get that?
Man, life, life, man, it's been lives.
Yes.
So yeah,
Say life be
when
life. And
I'm telling you, man, I saw a podcast that I did not long ago, and I was talking to the guy on the podcast, and he asked me, how did my career advance the way it did? But one of
okay.
the steps that I took, because I knew in order for me to be great at it, I was going to have to be skilled. The Bible says our people
Mm,
perish because of the lack of knowledge. So I took that principle from the scripture into the marketplace, and I said, if I'm going to be the best, I have to know as much as I need to know. So after 3 years in real estate, I became a broker, broker
mm.
designation.
And what's
But
the
then
difference in a broker and a real estate agent?
so it's really no difference if
Okay.
you don't add two other words. So an
Okay.
agent is a person that practices real estate, but so
Okay.
is a broker. But broker is a broad word. Okay, so
Okay.
broker is just a person that brings two opposing thoughts together. So you can be a
Mm,
food broker. Like if
Okay.
I'm servicing Buffalo Wild Wings, I'm a food broker. I'm trying to get Buffalo Wild Wings and Cisco, the one of the largest food chains, to come to an agreement where they supply 1,000 wings to me a year, right? So I'm
Gotcha.
just a
Yeah.
middleman that brings two people together. So real estate broker, stock broker, it's just a
Mm,
middleman. Now,
okay.
when you say broker in charge, that's the person that supervises all agents.
Ah, okay.
Right. So it's kind of like the supervisor of all the roster of agents that you have. So
Okay, I got
in
you.
church terms, you got the lead pastor and
Yes,
everybody
sir.
else, right? So
Absolutely.
it's the same thing.
Okay.
So I went to school to get my educator's license, and I didn't do it because I wanted to make more money. I did it because if I'm going to be teaching students, I'm going to learn this thing hand inside out, like the back of
Mm,
my hand inside out. So my goal was if I could teach 350 students, by the time I get to that 350th student, I will know real estate like the back of my hand. Well, I taught over 500. So then I became the person that people that were in the industry 10, 20, 30 years in front of me were calling me and asking me my ideas about something. I was like, okay, it worked. Right? So I've been an educator to learn that and to see um, from a different perspective, and to sharpen my toolbox or sharpen the tools in my box, and then to get people that were under me to lead them in the right direction.
man, that is so powerful that you set out to teach a few and wind up doing over 500, which is
Right.
phenomenal. Now, what challenges did you face, right? That you had to overcome? What that you could say, hey, I had some challenges I had to overcome. It wasn't just a straight line from A all the way to Z.
Man, that's probably one of the greatest questions anybody ever asked me on the podcast. um, Let me tell you, I I in law enforcement, you can't, it's crazy for you, or I won't say crazy. It's not safe for you to have a bad mental day,
Hmm, that's good.
because your life is in danger,
Okay.
right? Your life is in danger. So y- whenever you are having a bad day carrying a gun and badge and protecting and serving, one split decision could cost you your life or could cost you your
Mm,
freedom, because you made a decision based off of something, and you took somebody's life or took somebody's freedom, or somebody took your life because you weren't
okay.
aware, or whatever the case may be. So in law enforcement, you had bad days, but you had to shake those
Mhm.
off because you had a bigger focus in mind, right?
Okay, got you.
I I was able to manage contract law. I was able to manage negotiation tactics. I was able to do that in real estate. When I got my own brokerage and people started to work for me, I
Mhm.
didn't know how to manage people.
That's
So I had
good.
an expectation that everybody comes to work with the ability to understand that this is not mental. I didn't I didn't
Mm,
I didn't I didn't prepare for people to come to work have bad days. So
I
I actually
got
kind of stumbled into motivating people.
you.
So it was like,
I
wait,
love it.
y'all don't y'all don't understand that you can get killed coming to work having a bad day. But I had to realize I'm not in law enforcement anymore. They have the
Ah,
luxury to come to work and not have their mind sharp because nobody's shooting at them. So a lot of my
got
downfall was learning how to manage people. Because when
it.
I'm
Okay.
when I stepped out of real estate agent into broker in charge, I was no longer in the real estate business. I'm in the business of people now. And I think
Ah,
sometimes
I like that.
leaders don't really realize when you're leading, you're not in the business of whatever that company is. You're in the business of people.
Woo, that's good right there.
And people are finicky. So you got to
Sometimes
learn
up
how.
and down.
Oh man, I know you know. So you have to learn how to manage people and understand what that looks like and what happens, and get your mind together. So my downfall a lot was learning how to manage people and get my mind together to not just be a great agent and know the contract, but to manage people and help them in their careers.
Wow, that's awesome. Listen, we're going to take another break right here with Damian Burris, but we're going to be right back. And as we're taking this break, we always encourage many of you to support this broadcast. You know, we go and broadcast this on Apple TV, Hulu, Roku, as well as putting it out there on OnStage Plus, as well as we put it on YouTube and Facebook, and we put it everywhere because we want you to be inspired. We want you. So we always encourage you to even pray about sowing a seed to help the broadcast. $1,000, $500, $200, $100, $50. All of it counts, and all of it is used to push this forward. Listen, we also want you to go. You can go to these raised right here. We've got an app. We've got Cash App. You can do it. And listen, and you will be helping take this message of inspiration around the world. Also, I want to encourage you, if you have not, just listening to what this message has been going today, to get the book, The Heart of a Black Man. Listen, you want to get it for your brother, your sister, your cousin, uncle. You want to tell your sister, get it for her husband. All right, get this book. All right, this is a collection of Black men who had to overcome situations, overcome challenges to be successful. You heard it from this man tonight that, listen, there might be some challenges, but you can overcome. Then he had to motivate some folks. Then he had to become the mentor to some folks. Who are you mentoring? I don't know, but let this be your mentor book. Let it be your guide. There is a senator in there. There's a governor in there. There's some men that had to go to jail, come out, and then guess what? They're entrepreneurs. They got 10 businesses that are successful, and you've got to get mine. All right. I teach you how to stay successful. It ain't enough to get there. You got to stay there. Okay. Get the book today.
Are you ready to embark on a journey of inspiration and empowerment? Introducing The Heart of a Black Man, inspiring stories of triumph and resilience. A captivating anthology that sheds light on the incredible stories of Black men who have faced adversity with unwavering strength. This anthology features a powerful voice among its authors, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. His contribution adds a unique perspective, weaving a narrative of resilience, faith, and triumph that will leave you inspired and moved. The Heart of a Black Man is more than just a book. It's a beacon of hope, a celebration of perseverance, and a testament to the indomitable spirit within the hearts of Black men. Available now on Amazon for only $20 or Kindle for $9.99, The Heart of a Black Man is a powerful investment in knowledge, empathy, and inspiration. Reach out to us or order your copy today and join us in celebrating the resilience, triumphs, and the enduring spirit of Black men everywhere.
Hi, my name is Damian Burris, and you're watching Leading from the Future with Dr. Prophet Anthony D. Shannon.
Speakers, entrepreneurs, professionals, doctors, and lawyers. We are excited to invite you to join Dr. Anthony D. Shannon, that's me, to what? Leaders Live Generously Summit. It's a premier virtual event taking place on February the 17th, 18th, and 19th, 2025. This 3-day summit is crafted to inspire, equip, and empower visionary leaders like you with the information, strategies, and inspiration to win in 2025. At Leaders Live Generously Summit, you'll have the opportunity to transform your leadership, gain insight and practical tools to break through limiting beliefs, soar in your industry, receive cutting-edge strategies that will set you up for success in 2025. We want you to thrive in 2025. Connect with community of like-minded leaders who are committed to living and leading generously. This summit is your chance to come alive and step into your next level of influence, next level of impact. Don't miss out on this transformative experience. Join us and thrive in 2025. To register, go to leaderslivegenerouslysummit.com. We look forward to seeing you soar in your leadership in 2025.
Hello, and thank you for tuning into Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, we hope that you're enjoying the show, and we want to let you know that we are grateful for you. From captivating stories to insightful discussions, we value your presence in our community. Now, if you're finding value and joy in what we bring to your screen, we'd like to invite you to consider taking your support a step further. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we warmly invite you to contribute. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each, as well as 10 contributors with a gift of $526, and 10 supporters donating $224.24. Every donation, regardless of the amount, makes a significant impact. However, as a token of our gratitude, each contributor will receive a personalized prophetic word and an exclusive ebook. We have 3 simple ways for you to give, making it quick and easy for you to send your contributions. The first is Cash App. That's right, $Anthony D. Shannon. You can send your contribution directly to our amazing host. The second way is to download the V-Church app. Go ahead and download on the Google Play or your App Store and follow the prompts there. The third is Cash App, $the Victory Church INT. Again, we thank you for your contributions and your support of Leading from the Future with our amazing host, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, thank you for being an essential part of our journey. Your generosity truly fuels our passion. Now let's get back to the show because more exciting moments await us. Thank you for your continued support.
All right. Well, listen, we're back. We're back. And listen, Damian is talking to you about how mentoring others. All right. How he became a broker. As a broker, he's bringing 2 minds together, 2 people together, 2 entities together, and found out that the people that was working for him and under him was not like him. And he found out, man, I got to motivate them because we are not here to lose. We're here to win. So, Damian, what role then does mentorship play in this, right? This career you're in? And let's ask this question. Who was your mentors? Who helped you?
Wow. My pastor, shout out to my pastor, Pastor Simeon Murphy of the Brook Church in Columbia, South Carolina. And to this day, still mentors me. I had some mentors, throughout life, just some positive people. My police chief was a mentor. I learned so much from him about how to handle people. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a lieutenant that was horrible with handling people,
Oh,
and I
wow.
learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from him. So,
Okay.
so sometimes it's not what's done right to you that shapes you, but it's what's done wrong to you that helps you evade what to do when you're in position.
Wow, man, that's powerful right there.
Yeah. So mentorship was very astronomical, and is paramount for anybody that's trying to advance. Sometimes we're so busy at trying to recreate the wheel. Mentorships helps you put rubber on the wheel.
Okay. I like
So
that. Put
you have
rubber on the wheel.
That's it. Don't reinvent it. Just make it better.
Yes, sir.
So mentorship is paramount.
Wow. Now, from your perspective, what are some of the key habits or even routines that contribute to your personal and professional growth that you use for you, then you teach it to others?
Prayer
That's good.
is the first.
Absolutely.
The second one is being honest with yourself about what you're not good at. So
Okay.
I would say taking self-inventory about where you can improve, and then facing those things head on. The third thing is your circle, who you are around.
Okay.
You know, and how that works, man. I think I talked about it a little bit. I think I talked about it in the last event. This whole revelation of circles that
Oh, that was
God,
good.
oh man,
You got to hit them up with that, Doc. You got to hit them up and then pull that book out.
Listen, I'm telling you. So, we think circles is about expanding and getting bigger and
Hmm.
smaller. And it's not. When you look at circles, there are 8 parts of a circle. There's the radius, there's the tangent, there's the sector. There's so many other parts, and it's not about the size of the circle, but it's about the distribution of the space inside of the circle. So, if I draw a
Mm,
circle and I shade all of it in to no place
hmm.
that's left unshaded. That's circumference, which means the entire circle. If I draw a
Mm,
circle and I draw a line through it and it's 2 halves, that's called diameter. When I draw a circle and I draw a triangle in it, that's a sector, right? But if I
mm,
draw a circle and I draw a line that touches the outside of the circle but never breaks it, it's called tangent. The problem
mm.
is not that our circles are not growing in size or getting smaller, it's that we're giving too much access to people that only deserve a portion. So you
Woo!
listen, you have to stop worrying about the size of the circle and you have to
Jeez.
start understanding, how much of this circle am I giving away? And
Wow.
limiting people's space in your life and in your circle.
Woo. Listen, that's 24 karat gold bars indeed.
Learn how to navigate how much circle to give away. Bishop Jake said, he was talking about Joseph. He said, his half brothers. He said, you can't
Hmm.
tell your whole dream to your half brother, right? So
Woo.
you got to be careful. Everybody is not privy to every portion of your life. Some things you have to keep. You have to give them a sector. Sometimes you have to give them a diameter. You know what I'm saying? So you got to protect that. So stop worrying about how big or small the circle is and see how you're delegating and where the compartments of the people that are in your life, where they are inside your circle.
My God, let's get this book. Y'all got to see this book. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Tell them the name of your book. Come on, let's get into it. Y'all need, first of all, you got to get the book and you need to
you got
follow
to.
this man. I promise you, you need to do it. All right. Let's talk about this
Yeah.
book.
So
CEO.
it's entitled CEO, and CEO to me is not chief executive officer. It's chatter, expectation, and opposition. When I was thinking about when I was thinking about my first book, the CEO kept ringing in my head, and it wasn't because I wanted to be, the boss, because I wanted to let everybody know I owned the business. It had nothing to do with it. It's about what happens to you and what you have to overcome with being a CEO. The chatter represents the talk that you have or the talk that's going on about you. Expectations is what you're going to do, and how you're going to do it and what you have to live up to, and then the opposition. And sometimes the biggest opposition is yourself. There's a scripture in the Bible, I think it's Luke 6:29, that says, and the commandment is for you to love your enemy. Sometimes the problem is we start immediately praying for other people. Sometimes we're the enemy. So you got to learn to love yourself more so you have the ability to overcome the opposition that's happening in your life.
My God, my God. What's chapter one about? What's chapter one about? Because I know
Chapter,
somebody knows it. Yeah, I want to give them a
yeah,
little
yeah,
something.
yeah. Chapter one is simply talking about chatter, the dialogue of your plan and your goals. Every 5 year, we make a plan, a goal about what's happening, what we're going to be doing. And when I speak, I talk about vision parties, and sometimes we get so stuck and hung on vision parties. And I talk in the book that when you're planning a vision party, be very careful that you just don't cut figurines out and put them on a poster board, because you can just think that you're collecting these vision party posters for the last 5 years but hadn't moved off the couch to do anything, right? When you're dealing with that, remember this phrase: vision has nothing to do with sight.
Now, wait a minute.
Vision
Hold
has
on. Wait a minute. That's 24 karat bars. Vision has nothing to do with sight.
nothing to do
Come
with
on
sight.
now.
Vision has nothing to do with sight, because if vision had everything to do with sight, then you wouldn't have a vision board party for stuff that you can't see. You're having vision board party for things that you want to be able to have in the future. Vision has everything to do with what you hear, because what you hear becomes your thoughts become your words becomes your life. So when you package all that together, your vision has nothing to do with what you're seeing, but what you're hearing and what you start to act on. So if you're going to have a vision board party, that's fine, but set a date to make these things tangible so the things that you are seeing can be the things that you're touching.
Woo, woo.
Yeah.
What are some man, that just messed me up right there. Lord have mercy. But I think, folks,
Come on,
this
God.
is why you got to be tuning in to Leading from the Future, because you're getting it straight from the man's mouth. You're getting it straight from his experience. CEO, you thought it was something else. He said chatter. You got to deal with the chatter, and vision is not sight. Wow. Come on now, that's 24 karat gold bars indeed. You know what I'm saying? So he dropping it down. I just needed him to give you a little something, something, so you can understand why you need to get that book. All right. Then, and not only that, here's what I need to ask you, Damon. How do you define success, and what does it look like in life today?
Wow, that's a great question. Success to me depicts what you set a goal on and how well you maintain the work it takes to get to that place. Because everybody thinks success deals with having a whole bunch of money or having a whole bunch of notoriety or having a whole bunch of influence. And sometimes you can see success in certain people and then their life is a mess. Their life, is bad. One of the reasons why people ask me, oh, well, what's the need for Christ? One of the biggest needs for Christ to me is when you have problems that money can't solve, you have problems. And when a person that's up 10, 20, 30 million can't fix their problem with $200,000, they need a bigger source, right? So you got to understand that it's bigger than just what you can put in the bank. It's bigger than the influence that you can have. To me, it's setting a goal, establishing that thing, following through with it, and not letting up until you see what you said, right? So um, I think a lot of us, and going back to vision, I think sometimes when we don't see what we said, it becomes a problem and we become SEE sick, seasick. Because what we see, what we know we should have, is not aligning and it's not the same thing. So sometimes you got to get out of your head and you got to stay the course to the steps of success. And then you'll be able to enjoy everything else. And I think it changes over the years. Warren Buffett said something. He said, you can die with a lot of money, but I think life is really about how many people you can get to love you and how many lives you can affect. And he said, because I know a bunch of people with a whole bunch of money, but their children won't come save them if they're having a bad day because of their attitude or because of who they are. So I think when you can get people to love you and be attracted to what it is that you have going on and you live out the true meaning of your purpose, to me, that's success.
Wow, that's powerful, powerful indeed. So let me ask you this then, as a follow up, just based off of that. What do you then believe are the most important qualities for leadership in today's world? We about about to have the biggest election and all of that going on, and the leadership is just, it's that question on both sides. But from your perspective, because you've got the book CEO talking about chatter, you've mentored people, you've helped people. What are the most important qualities that you feel for leadership in today's world?
I think the ultimate quality, outside of what we know, the structure, the faith based things, I think the ultimate quality is to love people. I think we have a lot of leaders that don't like the people that they're leading. They like leadership influence. To, to me, John 3 and 16 says, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. He did that for people. The most precious commodity on earth and in heaven to me is people. Because if somebody told you today, Damien, I found somebody that I love so much, I'm willing to kill my firstborn son for them. We would look at them like they're crazy and we would lock them up. That's the founding principle of salvation. God loved us so much, he sacrificed his only begotten son to save us. He had to love people to do that. And I think if you don't have the same heart for people, then you shouldn't be in the business of leading people. So I think the greatest thing that you can have is to love people and to understand how that works. Then you develop everything else. But you have to have a heart for people because the hand that feeds gets bit. Please understand that.
Ooh, that's so good. That's so good. Those are some 24 karat gold bars Indeed, you're dropping so many nuggets. There's so many principles that people are going to be feeding on and feasting on. It's amazing that you're able to just put it out like that, just like that. It's just flows so
Wow.
freely. Let's say this: looking ahead, what are your next big goals or projects that you're excited about?
Oh man, I just embarked upon and just coupled with one of the fastest growing national real estate companies in the world, and alongside them real brokerage, and it's just been incredible, from that opportunity to get to lead a national team. So building a team all around the United States of America and Canada, and man, just traveling and speaking to leaders in this setting, this platform, and just helping people understand their purpose. I say it all the time. I say it whenever I'm speaking. I think one of the crippling things about depression has nothing to do with your state of mind or feeling sad. I think it's misguided purpose. I think when a person has not identified when a person hasn't identified what God created them to be, they become depressed and they are valuably invaluable. And you can be worth $1 million, but without purpose and knowing what you were created to do, you're priceless, but you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. And I think what happens is you get to 40, 50, and 60 years old, knowing that you have greatness inside of you, but you never unlock it. And my goal is to go around the world and help people identify what that purpose is and what it looks like. So in the next 5, 10 years, I want to be in boardrooms of Boeing, Pepsi, Amazon, helping high level executives understand how to conduct themselves with people. Sometimes we get to those things. One of the things in my book, the chapter of my book is called 30,000 feet versus 5,000. And at 5,000 feet, you hear the chatter, you hear the things, you hear the noise, you hear what's going on. So you can auto correct because you know what people want. At 30,000, it's kind of hard because you're not as close to it. And sometimes get to 30,000 feet, we don't know what it's like to be at five. The more time you spend at 5,000 feet, the better you can run the business at 30,000. So don't get in looking to go to 30,000 feet so quick because you can't auto correct. And the only way for you to correct at 30,000 feet, if you haven't spent enough time, is to descend. And that's what happens. A lot of companies lose because they never manage the 5,000 and they get to 30,000 and they can't maintain.
Wow. Listen, listen, listen. Boy, where does the time go? It goes so fast. And I'm telling we just got started, So Davian, you got to come back. Believe that, boy. We just getting
Anytime.
started here, man. Number two, tell people how to get in touch with you. What is your socials? And of course, how to get that book.
Yeah, my book, you can type in CEO Amazon. You can order it straight from Amazon. It's on Amazon. I need y'all to help me become one of Amazon bestsellers. All right, so it's on Amazon, or you can inbox me, Damian Burris, on any social media outlet, and I can get a copy to you. So Damian Burris on IG, Damian Burris on Instagram. So I'm everywhere. So contact me, follow me, like, share, and also where I'll be speaking and what's happening, what's going on, and we'll make that happen.
Listen, this has been fantastic. And we're
Yeah, I
excited because
appreciate it.
always it's like iron sharpen iron. Uh,
Yes,
when you
sir.
be talking, I feel like Elizabeth, the baby be jumping. I'm oh my.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
So this is awesome and this is great. Thank you so much for what
Yes,
you're
sir.
doing. And it just was like just exciting. I mean, I'm just ready to smack a bear. I'm telling you, and leap tall buildings in a single bound.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Appreciate you
I
being
appreciate
on
the
the
time,
show.
man.
Absolutely. Now, listen, folks, we are gearing up and getting ready for the Leaders Live Generously Summit. The virtual summit is going to be February 17th, 18th, and 19th. All right. And you want to check it out. All right. You can get information at leaderslivegenerouslysummit.com and just start checking us out. And probably next week, we will probably launch it all live. And listen, you want to check it out. It's free We're footing the bill for it to watch it. Now, if you want to help sponsor it, there's a fee to that. If you want to speak, right? We call it speak to serve. Well, you can speak, all right? But then if you got a platform and, then we give you a license so that you can sell stuff, all right? Now, that's a whole another level. But if that's you, we want you, and we're looking for you to be a part of that. Also, if you need a keynote speaker or an MC, you need to call your boy up, hit me up so that we can bring your next event to a whole nother level. All right. And guess what? It's not about me. It's about you. All right. Because as Damian said, you got to find your purpose or you'll be depressed. And depressed is miss. Y'all heard him. All right. Go back and look at it. All right. It's when you are not knowing your purpose. So you get all depressed. But if you find your purpose, you can live your life and you can start winning. All right. Now, listen, we want to encourage you to follow us on all social media platforms. And we also want you to share this with other people. You know how we do it. We tell you life is about living. And we tell people like this: to live is to grow, and to grow is to change. If you're not growing, you're not changing, because life is about purpose. So find your purpose and live your life. All right. We will always be leading from the future, not from behind. I'm your host, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony Shannon, but a prophet you can trust. We'll see you next time. And we always going to hopefully see you at the top. Peace.
Thank you for joining us on another incredible episode of Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. We've had an amazing journey exploring visionary leadership and inspiring insights. If you're passionate about sharing your story and ideas on our show, we'd love to have you as a guest. Simply reach out to us via email at thevictorychurchint@gmail.com. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we invite you to support us by contributing. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each. You can contribute through 3 convenient ways. The first is Cash App. That's right, $ Anthony D. Shannon, or $ The Victory Church INT. You can also download the V Church app. Search for us on the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Follow the prompts and make your contribution. Whether you contribute $1,000 or any amount, every donation makes a difference. Go ahead and support us today. For more information and to stay connected, please visit leaderslivegenerously.com. We appreciate your support in advancing our mission. Well, thank you for being a part of this incredible community. Join us again next time as we lead from the future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon.